Remote Animation here, and in today's video we're going to be making a Prisma 3D animated intro. And for those of you who don't know what Prisma 3D is, it's a mobile app for making animations and models which is available on the Google Play Store. To start off, I drew out a rough sketch of the animation sequence that we're going to be making. You may not be able to get the illustration, but what I was trying to describe in the first two steps is a bunch of cubes sliding out of a flat surface. And to get that effect in Prisma is pretty easy, as all I have to do is to add in a floor, then duplicate a bunch of cubes to just fill out the space. Then I throw in some lights at the corners to give it that diffuse light effect. Then I did some basic animation and the cubes were doing what they were supposed to do, and it was perfect. Then I went on to the next step, which was to have the rest of the cubes go back into the surface, leaving just one which will have the Prisma 3D logo. And for the next step, we're going to have a laser shave off the hard edges of the cube. And we are going to be using a plain white cylinder as the laser beam. So I did some basic rotation animation, and we can't exactly deform the mesh in Prisma, so instead I made sure that I swapped out the cube in the middle of the rotation animation. And as you can see, it wasn't exactly that bad, so I moved on to the next step, which was to get a machine to engrave the Prisma 3D logo on the object. And for that to happen, we need to first actually model the machine, which was exactly what I did. And after modeling this low poly contraption, I added some animation to the individual parts. Then I went over to make a copy of our original object, but this one will have the Prisma 3D logo. As we did before, I found a way to switch this version of the object with the previous to make it look like the machine actually engraved the logo into the object. After that, I went into a separate Prisma 3D scene to work on some particles, which in this case is just a bunch of transparent objects following the same pattern or the same animation with different entry points. Then I imported it into my original scene, added some animation in terms of position and color. Then at the point where the machine goes back up with the particles, I did a simple spin animation for the object. Then I animated a simple color change along with the spin animation. Then I threw in some extra elements like the Prisma 3D text and some other things.